A World War II vet has come forward at the age of 90 and has confessed to the world that she, even though she was born a he, identifies as a woman. Patricia Davies is her name, and I think this is a super interesting story, especially when you consider the fact that not only was she a vet, but she waited until the age of 90 to come forward publicly and identify with who she really is. And I think that's incredible. The New York Post actually did an interview of her, and it was a pretty decent interview, to be fair to the New York Post. And so I want to give her an opportunity to kind of share her story. Let's take a look.
I am Patricia Davis. I'm 90 years old. I have known since the age of 3 that I was in the wrong body. The atmosphere, people did not understand what transgender was, and also the medical profession didn't really understand it, because the treatment during the 1950s right through to fairly recently, I think, was to give electric shock treatment.
So we'll have the New York Post video link in the description box, but I'm glad they did that story. I think it's a really powerful story. Think about it, it took her 87 years to come out. She knew since she was the age of 3. So look at all the myths that it busts. Oh, they just make a decision later in life because they want to get into female bathrooms or whatever. No, well, back when he was a he for all that time, knew all the way back at 3 years old.
Yeah.
And then there's there's all the old school stereotypes about LGBTQ folks. She fought in World War II.
Yep.
Right, as a soldier for the British Army, and well, it doesn't get any more courageous than that. Fighting the Nazis. It was pretty good on your resume if you're looking to make a point about how courageous. She wasn't trying to make a point at the time. She was just a soldier. But I love this story, and I love that she finally came out about it. Maybe the most touching part is how she told her wife.
Right, so she told her wife, and in some cases, a relationship would end as a result of this, but her wife was actually extremely supportive and was buying her jewelry and dresses. So, I mean, that melts my heart. That's a really great person. So her wife unfortunately passed away and is no longer with us, but I just love hearing that. I love hearing that she was supportive.
Yeah, as you saw in the New York Post video, she came out to her wife all the way back in 1987. And it was one of the most heartwarming stories I heard when I found out the wife was accepting and bought dresses for her and stuff. It's wonderful to see that human beings could actually be decent to one another from time to time, but she was still so scared of the rest of the world that she just kept it to her wife, and they knew about this and they lived this separate life. But now finally times have changed enough where she's gathered up the courage to come out. And I want you to think about that too. She had enough courage to fight the Nazis, but our society was so backwards for so long that it took more courage to come out as trans. So now for the folks who grew up in a different era who think it's no big deal, trust me that wasn't the case for a long, long time. Or don't trust me, trust Patricia Davies. Young Turks now has over 6 billion lifetime views. You know who did that? You did that. We're now larger than CNN, ABC, you name a news network online, we're larger than them. And you built all that as everyone scoffed and didn't believe. And here we are, guys, thanks to you. Build independent media together with us at tytnetwork.com/join.